Do y'all remember back before Christmas when we made up a nice batch of homemade Kahlua? Well, I found one bottle that I had put away, and we're going to use that today to make some homemade Kahlua ice cream. Y'all are not going to want to miss this one. For my homemade ice cream, I use my Cuisinart electric ice cream maker. Any electric ice cream maker you use is going to come with a freezer bowl. Golden rule number 1, this freezer bowl needs to stay in the freezer for at least 24 hours before you plan to make ice cream.
This recipe starts out with the basic Cuisinart 5-ingredient, no egg, no cook recipe. We'll use the KitchenAid mixer to get started. To our bowl, we'll add 1 cup of milk, 3/4 cup sugar, and a pinch of salt. We'll mix this on a low speed until the salt and sugar are fully dissolved in our milk. Once we've achieved that, we're going to add 2 cups heavy cream. About a teaspoon of our homemade vanilla extract. By the way, if you're not making your own homemade vanilla extract yet, you need to get on board with that. I'm going to be using about half of this bottle of homemade Kahlua. That's about 4 ounces. Obviously, you can always use store-bought Kahlua for this as well. But if you're not on board with making your own Kahlua, you really need to be. Now we'll blend this on some medium speed. Golden rule number 2. This bowl needs to be covered with some aluminum foil, and the entire bowl needs to go in your refrigerator for 2 or 3 hours. You might ask why you need to do this step when your milk, your cream, and maybe even your Kahlua were already cold. The answer is, after all that mixing, it's just not cold enough. And if your mixture isn't cold enough, your ice cream is going to be soupy. 2 to 3 hours in the fridge. I use my own homemade Kahlua as well as my own homemade vanilla extract in this recipe. If you'd like to learn how to make either of those dishes, you can hop over to my channel and find recipes for both.
My 3 hours has passed. Now let's make some ice cream. I'm going to place my freezer bowl on top of the motor, add the paddle, it goes like this, and the cover slips on and locks into place. Next, we'll turn on our machine and slowly start adding our mixture. Golden rule number 3, let your ice cream churn somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Anything less than that, your ice cream may not be fully churned and it may not set up properly. Anything more than that, and your freezer bowl might actually start to melt, and that's going to cause a whole new set of problems. So we want to churn somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. First, we'll remove the lid and then the paddle. You want to have a little rubber spatula handy to get any ice cream off of the paddle. I've got this nifty ice cream container that I got off Amazon, and this is what I'm going to use to store my ice cream. If you don't mind your ice cream being about the consistency of a Frosty from Wendy's, you can eat it now and it'll be delicious. But if you want to be able to scoop it with an ice cream scoop, you're going to need to put the lid on and get this in the freezer for probably 4 or 5 hours. Whether you're waiting until you can scoop this with an ice cream scoop, or you want it just like this, This Kahlua ice cream is the most decadent coffee ice cream you can possibly imagine. I kept this ice cream in the freezer overnight, and as you can see, it's now the perfect scoop consistency. So golden rule number 4, if you want to be able to scoop, this needs to stay in the freezer for several hours or overnight. Would y'all just look at that? Ooh. I already told you I'd had a couple people ask about sugar-free ice cream. I bought the ingredients, and the next time we do ice cream, we're going to try sugar-free. I can't make any promises, but we're going to give it a try.
All this talk about Kahlua has made me want to watch The Big Lebowski again this weekend. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Don't forget to tune in on Monday. In the meantime, keep jamming.